This video is brought to you by REP Gaming Products. Help protect your deck and support the show by picking up a steel deck box from the link down below.
Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. So last week, during our instant deck decks, it was our standard option that came out on top, and that's kind of not a surprise, because our deck today, Traxos' Unsealing, combines two cards that people really seem to like, but haven't really caught on in standard. That is Traxos Scourge of Kroog, the big 7/7 for 4 mana, and also Sarkhan's Unsealing, the crazy damage-producing, board-sweeping enchantment. So the idea of today's deck, it's kind of like this weird mashup of like an artifact-based Sarkhan's Unsealing deck, hoping to get out Unsealing, slam some really big artifact creatures, wrath our opponent's board, hopefully kill our opponent with the big creatures. So it should be interesting to see if this deck actually works in practice. Like usual, gonna do a super quick 2-minute refresher deck. If you want to see the full breakdown on Traxos' Unsealing, make sure to follow the link in the description to the instant deck tech where we talk more about the deck. Oh yeah, another thing before we jump into it. The deck is essentially a budget deck. 95 bucks a paper, 36 ticks on Magic Online, so falls in our normal budget range. So if it's something you want to try out, it is not super expensive. Anyway, a quick reminder before we break down Traxos' Unsealing for standard. If you enjoy this deck and you enjoy Much Abrew in general, it would be so sweet of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Traxos' Unsealing, starting with the Unsealing. So Sarkhan's Unsealing, in this deck, we are casting creatures with power 7 or greater. We actually don't have anything that's 4, 5, or 6 mana, so after we get it down, we cast big things, 4 damage to each of our opponent's creatures and planeswalkers and to their face, and that's the main plan of the deck, is to play big things, hopefully wrath our opponent's board, get it some damage, kill our opponent with those big things. As an example of one of those big things, we have Traxos Scourge of Kroog. So Traxos, a little bit weird because it doesn't untap very easily, it doesn't block right away if we cast it on turn 4, but it is a 7 power creature for just 4 mana, so it triggers Sarkhan's Unsealing, and then we do have a bunch of weird artifacts to hopefully untap it and be able to attack our opponent and close out the game super quickly. Our backup big creatures are Barricade Breaker and Metalwork Colossus. So Metalwork Colossus, kind of know what it does. It gets really cheap if you have a bunch of non-creature artifacts on the battlefield, so in theory, in the late game, we can often cast it as a 10/10 for 0 mana, triggering Unsealing, hitting our opponent. Barricade Breaker, a little bit of a weird one. Not a card that you really see in standard, but you can improvise it out on the cheap, so hopefully it's going to be 2, 3, 4 real mana to get a 7 power creature. So these are our 10 creatures to trigger Sarkhan's Unsealing. Then we have a bunch of setup stuff. Glintnest Crane just digs to our deck, finds all of our big creatures, which happen to be artifacts, and also all of our support pieces. So Prophetic Prism, Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot, just put artifacts on the battlefield for improvising, for untapping our Traxos, for making our Metalwork Colossus cheaper that also draws cards. Navigator's Compass and Renegade Map, a little bit weird looking, but they do fix our mana. Navigator's Compass, not a card that we've ever really played before. The Life Gain can be good against aggro, but it doesn't do a whole much on its own. Power Snow Shard is really good for ramping us into our Metalwork Colossus in specific, especially if we get multiples on the battlefield. Sky Sovereign Council Flagship, best way to just make our Metalwork Colossus really cheap because it's a 5 CMC non-creature artifact that also works like a creature, although it does not trigger Sarkhan's Unsealing because it doesn't count as a creature when we cast it, but good for shooting on planeswalkers, attacking in the air. One of the advantages of this deck is we get to play a lot of sweet lands in the mana base. Adventurer's Fair, Sequestered Stash work with our artifact plan, Void for scrying, Scavenger Ground for graveyard, some mana fixing, some basic lands. In the sideboard, we get a bunch of artifact stuff, Padim to protect our artifacts, Antiquities War backup finisher, Sorcerer Spyglass to shut down Teferi, Crook for graveyard decks, Carnage Tyrant and Duress take advantage of the fact that we have Prophetic Prism, Navigator's Compass to fix our mana, good and control matchups, Our Devastation of Braid for removal, Naturalize for artifacts and enchantments, and that is Traxos' Unsealing for standard, and that is our Much Abrew deck for this week. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and I'll be back in a bit with the wrap up. All right, Much Abrew About Nothing time. We are playing some Traxos is Unsealing. I almost said Sarkhan's Unsealing, and then I almost said green-red something, but we're not green or red. Traxos is Unsealing, and we're going to keep this. It looks risky with only one land. However, we have Renegade Map. Renegade Map is a land. Now we have 2 redraws, and we got multiple Unsealing, so if we live long enough to get to where we got to be, life should be good. Also, Navigator's Compass, a little bit of life gain against the red deck, so relevant. Opponent, Heart of Kieran. Yup. Opponent passes. Oh, you draw an island, so play the island, play Prophetic Prism. Draw a card. Well, there's Traxos. I mean, we kind of got a plan. We're ramping into our stuff, casting Traxos and winning, maybe? Next turn, we can get a land, Power Stone Shard, Navigator's Compass to gain a bit of life. There's Scrap Heap. Sure. Heart of Kieran is annoying because that does not actually die to Sarkhan's Unsealing. We can sweep away the rest of the stuff, though. Opponent, yup. Getting in for 4. Down to 16. Sure. And Soulscar Mage. Yup. Opponent passes. Glintnest Crane. Well, crack the map. Grab a mountain. Play the mountain. Play Power Stone Shard. Navigator's Compass up to 19. Pass the turn. I think the question is, are we going to be fast enough? Like, we can Sarkhan's Unsealing into sweep the board, but we're taking a really big hit here. And we pretty much just have to play Unsealing next turn. It's tempting to try to, like, Glint Nest to block, but I think we just have to get Unsealing down. Opponent, thinking over their options. Chandra, yup. Ay. Yeah, we might just be too slow here on the draw. Chandra adds mana. Opponent. Oh, God. A Braid. Yeah, our deck is kind of susceptible to a Braid. That's not good. That makes us even slower. Cruise. Jeez. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Actually, that's so much damage that we're just dead, aren't we? We drop to 9. We draw a tap land, and yeah, I mean, we're just literally dead on board. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that was a fast draw. All right, what do we want against this annoying control aggro deck? Sorcerer's Spyglass is a pretty good answer to what our opponent's doing. I guess we might have to just bring in a Braids? What are we going down is a better question. Maybe like Sky Sovereign, couple of Metal Spinners, Puzzle Knots, couple of Navigator's Compasses, a Braid Spyglass. I mean, in theory, there's other stuff that would be okay. Duress, probably fine. Naturalize, okay. But I think we're just going to try it like that. We do get to be on the play, which is hopefully helpful. All right. We get to play first. All right, well, I mean, this is a lot of lands, but we do get a scry out of the deal. And hopefully we find some of our early game stuff. We do have a way to trigger Unsealing. And opponent's doing some mulliganing. All right, opponent down to 5. All right, Void, Scry. We mostly just want early game artifacts. All right, I guess we'll keep it. That's not as early game as we want, but turn 4 Unsealing, turn 5 Traxos is still... That is a Wrath. Opponent passes. Well, Spire Bluff, go. Opponent. Mountain. Please no Heart of Kieran. That's probably the best thing our opponent can have here. Wow, opponent's got nothing? Alright. That's good. Ew. Power Stone Shard is sweet. Play Adventure's Fair. Run out Power Stone Shard. It doesn't do anything immediately, but it does get us towards this Barricade Breaker eventually. Opponent Abrades. It wasn't doing that much anyway. I think our opponent thinks we're trying to combo off with Power Stone Shard, when actually it's just kind of a random artifact. It doesn't really do anything special in our deck. Soulscar Mage. And just runs out of Lightning Strike. Sure. Down to 17. Opponent must have Hazoret. Oh, play the Mountain. Play Sarkhan's Unsealing. Pass the turn. So now we can Traxos, untap Traxos with Compass. And Traxos is big enough that we can block Hazoret if we are in that situation. Oh boy. Alright, things are looking up. We dropped to 15, but then we just sweep the board. And it should be pretty hard for opponent to win from there. Opponent gets in. Yeah, down to 15. Sure. Oh, Well, let's still do it. Play Traxos. 4 damage to everything. Sweep the board. Legend Rule, Inventor's Fair, Navigator's Compass, untap Traxos, go to 18, and pass the turn. And now we can play another Sarkhan's Unsealing before we Barricade Breaker if we want to. I think that I was tempted to just play another Sarkhan's Unsealing, but if we don't sweep the board and our opponent has Hazoret, then we could be risking just dying. That's a lot of damage. Hard to cure for our opponent. And passes. Well, run out Sarkhan's Unsealing, number 2. This is a bit awkward. I think we're actually going to not attack here. That seems really strange, but I have this feeling I can't shake that our opponent's last card is Hazoret. And we're in such a great position if we don't get janked out by Hazoret that it seems better. Ugh, alright. Okay. Doomfall get rid of Traxos. That's fine-ish. I mean, we'd rather not have it happen, but we still have Barricade Breaker, and we get a redraw here, and all we need is any artifact or any land to Barricade Breaker the next turn, with double Sarkhan's Unsealing out. Opponent passes. Well, there's the land. So, play Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. Draw a card, lose a life. Play Ether Hub. Get an energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, play Renegade Map. Pass the turn. Alright, so we get 2 Sarkhan Unsealing triggers next turn. And then eventually we can redraw with this Puzzle Knot. Alright, there's a Chain Whirler. So down to 16, this lets our opponent Kroog. But we're going to put our opponent to 8, and that means if we get anything to trigger these Unsealings, then we just win. So opponent passes, we gain a life. I guess we can crack Inventor's Fair eventually too. Down to 13. Alright, no cracking a map. Abraid's reasonable. Well, let's just run out our Barricade Breaker. Hit our opponent, hit the Chain Whirlers. The opponent's at 8, pass the turn. And now we have the Heart of Kieran covered too, so I think we're just good. I mean, it definitely helped that our opponent did some mulliganing, but you can see the power of the deck. Like, this is where the deck actually looks pretty sweet. Never would have thought we'd be casting Barricade Breakers in Standard, but opponent cycles. I guess they're looking for an Abraid? I think it's just over, though. Opponent's passing. They're not literally dead on board. They go to 1. So, Inventor's Fair. And now I think we will crack map to thin our deck. Because if we draw Traxos, we just win. Grab a Mountain. Play the Mountain. Get in with Barricade Breaker. Put our opponent to 1. Pass the turn. And now we'll just Inventor's Fair Traxos. If our opponent's still alive. Well, Sarkhan's Unsealing, pretty good in that one. Not bad, not bad. Oh, Barricade Breaker. Kinda getting the job done, though. In its own weird way. Opponent. Alright, opponent scoops it up. Well, now we gotta take down our opponent on the play. Alright, run it back. And... okay. I mean, I guess we keep it. We got an Unsealing. We're actually working towards... I guess Metalwork Colossus is our threat at the moment. Well, Island and Renegade Map. Glint Nest is actually a pretty good draw. Glint Nest being able to draw us a card and also block is pretty helpful here. This seems like a matchup where even just chumping a Heart of Cure in 1 turn could be a big deal. Alright, opponent duresses. I assume they just take Sarkhan's Unsealing. Seems risky to let that one stay around. Yep, takes Unsealing. And passes. Play Spire Bluff. Yeah, let's Glint Nest. Go digging. Oh god. Oh my god. Well, there's all of our big stuff. We do get to shuffle it back in. Definitely taking Traxos. Take Traxos, put 3 Barricade Breakers. Well, we've talked about the Scry bug before, and how it could just be that things are stacked somehow in order on top of your library, and there's an example. Those were 3 Barricade Breakers stacked on top of each other for no apparent reason. So it can happen. Pass the turn. The question's going to be, do we just run out our cheap artifacts next turn, or do we hold them to try to untap Traxos? Actually, I'm not 100% sure. Soulscar Mage. Yep. Also, Heart of Kieran. Well, we wouldn't mind finding a Braid. A Braid would make us a bit happy. There's the Heart of Kieran. Opponent passes. That's a Braid. Well, play Sequestered Stash. Well, let's play Navigator's Compass. And since we drew that a Braid, now we just hold on to the Braid, wait on Prophetic Prism. That actually is like the best of both worlds. Now we get to kill Heart of Kieran, play Traxos next turn, and have a cheap artifact to untap it. Yeah, let's see what our opponent's got. Alright, Chain Whirler, sure. Man, we might actually be winning here. I kind of feel like we're favored at the moment. An opponent's going to have a hard time guessing that we have a Braid, since they saw our hand not that long ago. So Heart of Kieran down. Man, the only thing that would make this better is if we just top deck Sarkhan's Unsealing. Then we can wait a turn on Traxos and go Wrath mode, and that would be sweet. So I think we actually are going to crack the map, thin our deck a bit, try to find a Traxos. Alright, crack map, grab a mountain. Come on, Sarkhan's Unsealing, off the top. Glint Nest. That's fine. Play Traxos. Pass the turn. The annoying part here is something like Chandra could actually eat through our Traxos thanks to Soulscar Mage. But I mean, we are the better late game deck, and we're at 22. So I feel like this is where we're hoping to be against Red-Black. Alright, opponent has a Braid, so Traxos down. Well, that's sad, but not the absolute end of the world. We're still infinity away from this Metalwork Colossus. Opponent gets in. Yup. We will take it. Down to 19. Down to 17. Opponent. Well, alright. Do not like the Glint Nest Crane. That's a weird choice, but okay. They must be trying to get empty-handed for Hazoret. That makes sense. Ooh, boy. This is so bad. There's the Unsealing. The thing is, with that cut to ribbons, that pretty much telegraphs our opponent has Hazoret. If we just go Sarkhan's Unsealing, we're taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 down to 7, and then pretty much dying. I think we gotta wait. Prophetic Prism, draw a card. Oh, there's Barricade Breaker 2. Glint Nest Crane. Whiff. Oh boy. Oh, Glint Nest. Well, I wish we had played those in the opposite order. I mean, there's no way of knowing at the time, but if we had Glint Nest first, we would have got Barricade Breaker, and then we would have... Oh, okay. I don't know what our opponent's doing. I have no idea. It seemed like they clearly had Hazoret, but they apparently do not have Hazoret. Gets in. Well, we block Soulscar Mage. Down to 13. We draw Prophetic Prism. Oh dear. Well, play Sarkhan's Unsealing past the turn, and we will see. Right now, we cannot Barricade Breaker. We are a land short. So we really need to draw land next turn. Doomfall. Alright. Well, that changes things. Now we need to draw Traxos. I assume they take Barricade Breaker. Oh, we were so close. That Glint Nest Crane whiff was pretty devastating. Well, come on, Traxos off the top. Yep, takes Barricade Breaker. Opponent, gonna go attacking. And we block. Traxos. Down to 10, down to 8. Traxos. Spire Bluff. Well, we wouldn't have drawn the land anyway. Prophetic Prism. Now I don't even know what our hope is. A Braid, I guess. Play Spire Bluff, and we are dead to basically anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, we theoretically can Metalwork Colossus next turn, but anything to trigger Prowess and we're dead. Land. And there's a Glorybringer. Woo! Alright. Well, we didn't win, but we were playing against the best deck in Standard, and it was super close. I guess that's something for Traxos' Ceiling. Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. We are playing some Traxos' Unsealing in Standard. And, well, let's see. Let's see how it goes. Spire Bluff Canal. I mean, I guess this hand is fine. We play some things. We don't have an Unsealing. Pass the turn. Evolving Wilds. Alright. Opponent passes. I'll play Void. Scry. Renegade map. I mean, we do want to land, so that's fine. Play Puzzle Knot. Draw the map. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks Evolving Wilds. Gets a swamp. Untaps. Plains. Knight of Grace. Yup. Opponent passes. Well, play Stash. Play Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. Play Renegade map. Pass the turn. I mean, we can play some big artifact things. We'll see if those big artifact things are enough. We don't have an Unsealing to wrath the board. Opponent gets in with the Knight. Down to 16. Concealed Courtyard. Opponent passes. Alright, play the island. Run out Traxos, I guess. Run out Traxos. Ship the turn. So next turn we can Sky Sovereign, kill the Knight, untap Traxos. That might be enough to just win fairly. Isolated Chapel for our opponent. And there's Vraska's Contempt. Alright, opponent's staying alive. Gets in with the Knight. Well, crack the map, get a land out of our deck, untap, more lands. I'll play the mountain, kill the Knight, Sky Sovereign, and pass the turn. Come on, Unsealing. Unsealing would be so sweet here. Alright, opponent plays a Vana. This is like Night Knights. More Power Stone. More Power Stone shards. I'll play Ether Hub. Get an energy. Play Power Stone. Play Power Stone. I guess we gotta... Do we want to run out the Colossus? Yeah, I guess we have to. Play Colossus. Getting exiled by Vraska's Contempt is less than ideal. But it is a way to block a Vana. Opponent untaps. Opponent has a Cast Down. Well, let's crew. So Colossus temporarily down. Evolving Wilds. Opponent, no attacks. Well, let's crack Puzzle Knot, draw a card. Traxos. Man, we would love to find Sarkhan's Unsealing. Barricade Breaker. Well, play Traxos. Play Barricade Breaker. Untap Traxos. Man, if we were doing this with the Unsealing out, it would be so powerful. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks Evolving Wilds. Gets a swamp. Field of Ruins, one of our lands. Alright. I guess that is a way we could get something back from the graveyard. Opponent untaps. The Vana's ability to kill stuff is actually kind of an annoyance here. History of Benalia. Sure. Makes a Knight. And a Johnny. Counters on the Dorks. Opponent passing. Alright, what do we draw? Something good. Inventor's Fair is not the worst. Play Inventor's Fair. Crack Inventor's Fair. What do we want? I guess it's probably just another Colossus? Yeah, take Colossus. Play Colossus. Untap Traxos. Crew Sky Sovereign. Go to combat. Attack a Johnny. Attack our opponent. And yeah, I mean, I guess attack our opponent. Yeah, do that. Kill the Knight. Opponent blocks. Alright. I'm surprised they never use their Vana. Yeah, pass the turn. So, opponent gets a Knight. Now we just get to get back our other Colossus and hopefully win. Or essentially win. Opponent passes. Sure. Ether Hub. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, let's tap this for mana. Sack. Get back Colossus. We have so much mana, we don't really need extra mana from the Power Stone shards here. Well, for not having an Unsealing, we're putting up a pretty good fight here. And actually, like, doing surprisingly well-ish. Opponent casts out Metalwork Colossus. Alright, let's just crew. I think we let that go. Or do we? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. Sack. 2 Metalwork Colossuses actually end up being hard to kill. Play the land. Play Colossus. Untap Traxos. I guess we technically overtapped, but I think we're super far ahead. Get in, kill the knight, hit our opponent for 13, and hopefully Colossus just cleans this up. History of Benalia going off with no knights on the battlefield. And this has looked a lot better for, yeah, opponent scoops it up. Well, for not having Traxos' Unsealing, that went about as good as it could. So I think we bring in Hour of Devastation. We bring in Abrew. We go down a couple of Navigator's Compasses, a couple of Glint Cranes, one Sky Sovereign. Try it like that. And, alright. I mean, we'll keep it. It looks odd, but with 2 Renegade maps, we will hit our lands. Alright, opponent leads on Duress. Takes Prophetic Prism. Sure. Well, Spire Bluff Canal and Renegade map. Pass the turn. Come on, Sarkhan's Unsealing. The deck is much more explosive when we have Sarkhan's Unsealing. Actually, that Prophetic Prism was going to add a lot of mana for our Metalwork Colossuses. Opponent passes. I'll play Inventor's Fair, Navigator's Compass, and Renegade map. Pass the turn. Kind of feel like we're playing Lantern Control in Modern. I mean, no prison-y stuff, but just all the random 0-mana artifacts feels a bit similar. Opponent gets in, hits us. Yep. Glint Sleeve. Alright, we gain a life. Draw something. Alright. Play Void. Ooh. Well, we're definitely keeping Hour Devastation. Pass the turn. That's a pretty good answer to this situation. So next turn we can Traxos and then follow that up with Hour of Devastation, potentially. That might be fast enough. A little concerned about a Johnny, but what can you do? Ether Hub. Well, no Johnny yet. Opponent gets in, hits us, gets some energy. They do get to start drawing cards when Glint Sleeve as well. Yep. Down to 19. Opponent passes. So we gain a life. Crag map. Grab a mountain. Play the mountain and run out a nicely tapped Traxos. Pass the turn. A Duress here would be bad, or like a Doomfall to take Hour Devastation. We're really counting on that to clean things up here. Our deck is a pretty sweet Hour Devastation deck because most of our stuff does dodge it. I guess it's Barricade Breaker, but for the most part, our objectives don't care. Don't care about the Hour Devastation. Opponent draws. And... oh, not Doomfall. No, 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 no. Anything but that. It's exactly that. Alright. Well, we got Doomfall. There goes Hour Devastation. Boo and hiss and boo again. Whoa! Okay. Was our opponent have a Duress as well? Why? Why, opponent, would you take... we're not even close to casting Metalwork Colossus. That is the strangest choice. Well, we're down to 13. Opponent passes. We gain a life. Up to 14. Crack Renegade map. Grab a mountain. Play the mountain. And, yeah, I mean, Hour Devastation. Pass the turn. Well, that worked out. I cannot believe our opponent left that in our hand. We weren't even able to cast... we still can't cast Metalwork Colossus. Maybe now that we drew Power Stone Shard, we'll be able to eventually, but... we weren't even that close to it. Opponent. Angel of Sanctions. Okay. That's a annoyance for the time being. Opponent passes. Oof. Finally. Well, I guess we just better play Unsealing. Unsealing opens us up to a lot of live draws. Like a Traxos off the top would be good. Barricade Breaker not quite good. Opponent gonna get in, hit us. Yep. Down to 11. Oh, opponent's just playing Angel of Sanctions Tribal. Okay. Well, that's not good. Now we're in lots of troubles. Well, play Sarkhan's Unsealing. We really just need to top deck Traxos or we're dead. That is the end of it. If we draw Traxos, we win. If we don't draw Traxos, there's no surviving these angels. Opponent gets in. Evolving Wilds. Opponent passes. Traxos! Abrew does not do it. Doesn't even kill an angel. And yeah, we're dead. Ah, boy. Alright. Run it back. 2 Angel of Sanctions in a row. I don't know about this deck. I don't know. So far, we have not been having much luck winning games. I mean, we've won games. We've won 1 game each match, but not much luck actually winning matches with Sarkhan's or Traxos' Unsealing. Alright. I mean, we'll keep. We can deal with annoying early game creatures, which is something. Not going to just get run over by a Glint Sleeve. So Void, Scry. Yeah, we'll keep Spire Bluff. We are going to want the mana. Play Navigator's Compass. Pass the turn. Concealed Courtyard. Opponent, passing. I'll play Spire Bluff. Get down our Glintnest Crane. Take Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. Pass the turn. And a little bit of card draw is not bad. Navigator's Compass lets us sack it too, if we really want to. Alright, opponent's got a Siphoner. Sure. I'll play the Mountain, and we're just going to Power Stone Shard. Opponent doesn't have the energy to draw this turn, so next turn we can, like, Abrade plus Glintnest Crane, or Puzzle Knot. And now we're getting to the point where we just really want to find an Unsealing. That's our big payoff now. Opponent gets in. Yeah, gets the energy. So we are going to have to kill Glint Sleeve, because we don't want our opponent to draw. Down to 21. Deadlands. Jeez, all the Glint Sleeves. Opponent passes. Well, Abrade Glint Sleeve. And I guess we just have to do this. Yeah. Abrade Glint Sleeve. Really just can't let our opponent start drawing cards. It spirals out of control too quickly. Get in with Glint Nest, hit our opponent. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent's got a Duress. Can take our Puzzle Knot, unfortunately. Would have been nice for some card draw. Knight of Malice. Alright, at least it does not draw cards. Opponent passes. Well, run out Glint Nest. Find something, please. Alright, Power Stone Shard. So, mana situation is looking good. Play Renegade Map. Yeah, let's pass and play defense. Right now, we can technically double block for value. I think that's better than pinging for 1. I mean, if our opponent can play a white thing, it ruins it, but... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's the white thing. History of Benalia. Yep, so now opponent gets to get in. Hits us down to 18. Opponent passes. Man, I think we're going to wait one more turn. It's slightly greedy. Play Power Stone Shard. Pass the turn. Since we're not drawing our Unsealing, I really want to get as much value out of this Hour Devastation as possible. If our opponent draws a Duress, it was a very brutal choice. On the other hand, our opponent could definitely play like an Angel of Sanctions that we could catch to. A Johnny would be a good one. Opponent. Getting in. Yeah, we'll take it. Down to 15. Come on. Run out your hand. Run out your hand, opponent. Opponent passes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ugh. How do we want to do this? Well, get in with our Glint Nests. Hit our opponent. Down to 16. Hour Devastation. Sweep the board. Pass the turn. So History of Benalia goes away. Opponent still got 5 cards in hand. There's a Glint Sleeve. Ugh. So opponent's going to get to start drawing cards. Knight of Grace. Well, now what I'm expecting is going to happen is our opponent's going to draw a land, an Angel of Sanction, Sarkhan's Unsealing, and then we're kind of just out of ways to do anything. Pass the turn. So opponent gets an extra draw. Up to 5 cards in hand. We really need this Unsealing to stick so we can Barricade Breaker. There's the cast out. Well, it's not an Angel, but it is bad. There's a land. Opponent gets in, hits us. Yep, gets some energy down to 10. And passes. Alright, well, I mean, we'll run out ye old Barricade Breaker. Sure. I mean, I guess we'll get a land out of our deck. Get a Mountain. Play the Mountain. Pass the turn. Opponent. Alright, draws with Siphoner. There's the Ether Hub. More energy for more drawing. Duress. Not doing anything at the moment. Unfortunately, our opponent doesn't need to do much. We're so far behind that whiffing on Duress is not really going to hurt him much. Vraska's Contempt, our Barricade Breaker. Well, I guess we gotta draw another Hour of Devastation that's pretty much it. Opponent gets in, gets some energy. Down to 5. We draw Metalwork Colossus. I mean, play Colossus. Play Barricade Breaker. I mean, those are two big things, but without it, man, it is surprisingly challenging to have a Sarkhan's Unsealing on the battlefield. That has just not been a thing that has been happening. Opponent draws down to 15. And without Sarkhan's Unsealing, this deck, it's playing a lot of stuff that isn't doing much. A few big things that suicide and die. Opponent. Knight of Malice. Evolving Wilds. No attacks. We draw nothing. So we're just dead? Get in with the everything. Opponent's got a chump, but then we just die on the backswing. Opponent. Yep, chumps. Wow, alright. Oh, it's not even a chump because they have first strike. Yeah, we're just, we're dead. Dead. Yep, get our opponent to 5 and we will scoop it up. Oh dear. Oh dear. Traxos is unsealing. Ay. It's good for 1 game a match, is what our odds have been so far. Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. We are playing some Traxos' Unsealing in Standard, and we got the Unsealing. We'll give it a shot here. We have, I mean, we'll see what the matchup is, but this seems like a reasonable hand. Opponent, Irrigated Farmland. Oh my god. Well, infinite counter spells, probably incoming. Play the island. Glintnest Crane. Take Sky Sovereign, I guess. Pass the turn. So good news, if it's Turbo Fog, we don't really... Oh, Esper. Alright. Opponent passes. Navigator's Compass. So thankful that that's in our deck. Get in with Glintnest Crane. Hit our opponent. Play Void. Scry. Renegade Map, please no. Let's play Power Stone Shard. Opponent kills our Glintnest Crane. Sure. Well, play Navigator's Compass. Pass the turn. Island for our opponent. And passes. Well, play the Mountain. I mean, play Sarkhan's Unsealing, I guess. Yeah, I mean, this is what our deck does. Pass the turn. Alright, that's good. Unsealing resolves. We don't have a way to trigger it at the moment. Opponent cycles. Tap land. We could use some big old creatures. Play the Mountain. Well, play Sarkhan's Unsealing. I guess we just keep playing Unsealings for the time being. If we ever draw something to trigger them, that's a lot of damage. Unfortunately, Teferi can come down this turn. Island. Alright, no Teferi. Come on, big stuff. Alright, play Void. Scry. Puzzle Knot. Well, I guess that draws 2 cards. Pass the turn. We're actually kind of flooding out. This draw is weird. We only have 20 lands. Illumination. Draw some cards. Opponent. Swamp. And passes. Play Sky Sovereign. Opponent counters. Play Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. Draw a card. Play Scavenger Grounds. Alright, that is a thing that can trigger Sarkhan's Unsealing next turn. That's a start. That is a start to what we're trying to do. Opponent cycles. Glacial Fortress. Opponent passing. Oh, play Glint Nest. Opponent counter. Barricade Breaker. Double trigger. Hit our opponent for 8. Opponent counters. So many counters. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. And passes. We just gotta keep drawing big things. Ooh. That actually kind of works. Well, turn this into a swamp. Draw a card. Play Sequestered Stash. Pass the turn. There's Torrential Gear Hulk. Gonna draw some cards. Yep. Opponent untaps. Glacial Fortress. Goes attacking. We can't Scavenger Grounds there because we need to get back this Barricade Breaker. Well, sack Sequestered Stash. Get back Barricade Breaker. Untap, draw Barricade Breaker. Actually, play Void. Scry. Inventor's Fair we will keep. And maybe, double Sarkhan's Unsealing. Opponent to 3. Pass the turn. And now we can just Inventor's Fare up a something to deal damage. Opponent kills it up to 5. I guess Disallow could still get us. Island. Opponent passing. I'll play Inventor's Fare. Oh my god, you're kidding! Oh, they killed our artifact! So it doesn't work! Oh! Our plan. Somehow we have two artifacts on the battlefield here on turn 35, or turn 11. 35 cards left in our deck. Oh, that's unfortunate. Ay. Search for Azcanta. We need something big. Give us one of our big creatures. Anyone. Power Stone Shard. Sack Inventor's Fare. Opponent does have Disallow. Well, pass the turn. Yeah, pass the turn. Oh no. I'm guessing this deck would rather not play against control every round, but opponent gonna flip search. Search for Azcanta. Commit to Memory Mill. Isolated Chapel. Opponent passes. Alright. Metalwork losses. Trigger. Did we get there? Trigger. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my goodness, these counterspell decks. These mono control annoyance of annoyance decks. Alright, bring in Dureses, bring in Carnage Tyrant, bring in Antiquities War, and probably Sorcerer's Spyglass. Go down Glintnest Cranes. Go down Sky Sovereign and one I guess Prophetic Prism? Yeah, let's try it like that. Alright. And alright. I mean, we have Sorcerer's Spyglass. That's a good card. We have lots of creatures, which are of interesting amount. Ooh. Well, there's our control beater. We'll see if we can figure out a way to cast a double green spell. Bonus cycles. Opponent. Feel the Ruin. And passes. I'll play a Mountain. Play Sorcerer's Spyglass. Jeez. Mono counters. Well, we're still going to name Teferi. Pass the turn. Opponent's hand is overflowing with annoyingness if they draw black mana. Alright. So Disallows are on. I'll play Spire Bluff. Play Renegade Map. Pass the turn. Opponent can, yeah, fire off their Field of Ruin. We can't just not make our land drop there, though, so it's unfortunate that we give our opponent black mana, but what can we really do? Opponent Dureses. Can take Sky Sovereign. Also, now they know about Carnage Tyrant. Draws a Swamp. Well, we know our opponent's hand. There's Glint Sleeve. Opponent's going to try to start drawing some cards. This would be the turn to draw Traxos' Unsealing. Prophetic Prism. Well, Ether Hub, get some energy. Traxos. Pass the turn. Glint Sleeve. Can't draw yet. Opponent. Gets it. Hits us. Get some energy. Down to 18. Passes. Well, play Prophetic Prism. Untap Traxos. Kills Traxos. Yep, we draw. Power Stone Shard. Play Prophetic Prism. We draw. Void. Play Void. I don't think we need Prophetic Prism. Alright, pass the turn. I mean, next turn it's Carnage Tyrant time. We'll see. We'll see if it's enough. Can Carnage Tyrant just win this game on its own? With our opponent drawing annoying amounts of extra cards. Search for Azcanta. Opponent. Gets in. Yep. Hits us to 16. Passes. I'll play Ether Hub. And yeah, I mean, we're going to do it. Add green. There's no way they can expect Carnage Tyrant, because we don't even show any green mana. So I don't know how they could expect it. Bonus cycles. Well, I mean, that's a game. We need to get in 3 hits with Carnage Tyrant. Opponent's got a bunch of Disallows and Negates in hand, which are not super effective. Mills and Negate. There's white mana. Another Glint Sleeve. So opponent's just going to try to card draw their way through this. Opponent gets in. Yep. Get some energy. Sure. Down to 14. Passes. Well, get in with Carnage Tyrant. Hit our opponent. Down to 14. Play Power Stone Shard. play Barricade Breaker, which is going to get countered. Yep, there's the disallow. So opponent's got disallow negate in hand. They do get to flip his Kanta. They get to draw an extra card. We need 2 more turns of getting in with this Carnage Tyrant. Oh, come on. Come on. That's our hope. That's our only hope. Mills, another one of their infinite counters, draws a card. 3 cards in hand. 4 cards in hand. Another Siphoner. Oh, so many Siphoners. Opponent gets in. Yep, down to 10. Well, get in with Carnage Tyrant. Opponent takes it. Play Barricade Breaker. Opponent counters it. Blow up his Kanta. Get our Mountain. Pass the turn. Opponent can stay on defense and just block Carnage Tyrant and drop to like 1. Draws to 5. Draws to 4. Land. Gets it. This tramples. Like, what does our opponent have? They must have something. We draw more lands. Alright, I mean, what do they got? Get in with Carnage Tyrant. It's a Torrential. They managed to draw into it. And, yeah, geez, so close. Whew. Well, Carnage Tyrant was close. It almost got there. We got our opponent down to 1 attack, but we could not get in that last attack. Alright, opponent blocks, kills Carnage Tyrant, and I think that does it. Yep, nope, yep, and yeah. Opponent blocks, and we will scoop it up. We don't have any way to draw pieces to get out of that. So close. Alright, run it back. We don't really have reach. Our deck doesn't have a way to just force through those last couple points of damage, unfortunately. Whew. Man, that was... I mean, we have Sarkhan's Unsealing as reach, but minus Sarkhan's Unsealing, we don't have a way to do it. Alright, we're on the play. A lot of cards we want, but we don't have lands to cast them. Well, I guess we keep this with the Scry and just hope for the best. We'll keep. Definitely do not want Sky Sovereign. We are in desperate need of lands. Navigator's Compass, go. Opponent. Fetid Pools. Come on, land. Come on, land. Alright, pass the turn. Deck. Why must you betray us? Land for our opponent. Not a land. Pass the turn. Opponent cycles. Glacial Fortress. Lost Legacy. I'm assuming he's going to name Sarkhan's Unsealing. Names our 1 Carnage Tyrant. Well, there goes our 1 Carnage Tyrant. Unfortunately, if we don't get lands, we just can't play Magic. Not a land. Alright, pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Alright, there's a land, so start running out our stuff, I guess. Puzzle Knot. Draw a card. Lands? It is a land. Alright, pass the turn. Well, at this point, we just slam our things every turn and see what happens. Opponent passes. Island. Play Power Zone Shard. Pass the turn. Alright, there's counter number 1. Island. Teferi. Well, let's see if this Sorcerer's Spyglass somehow resolves. I guess we could draw a Duress would be a really good draw. Another Unsealing. Well, I mean, we gotta try it. Spyglass. There's the counter. Yeah, just off to a bit of a slow start as far as our land situation. I mean, we're on turn 7, still 3 lands. And now I'm not sure how we stop our opponent from ultimating this to Fairy. Opponent gets to untap lands. Not a land. So we play Power Zone Shard. I mean, I guess our opponent's just going to counter literally everything we play. There's Torrential for the counter. Yep. Well, we got a game. As per tradition. As per tradition for Traxos' Unsealing. We win a game, but not a match. That's just the name of the game. Search. So now we need... do we even have any chance here? We have our Unsealings. We have Unsealing Tron. We just can't actually play it. Untaps. Yep. Not a land. Well, I mean, play Prophetic Prism. Now there's literally just no way we can beat the Teferi is the issue.
Land? No. All right. And so the situation we're in, we're going to scoop it up here. Opponent can take up to fairy. Next turn, even if we draw the miracle land and can cast something, they just ultimate to fairy, and we can't be ultimate to fairy. And that's not even including that our opponent's attacking us with 7 power creatures and has Search for Iskanta. Traxos is unsealing. Well, we got a game. The one game a match where everything comes together is sweet. So we'll hold to that one game tightly as as the clunkiness mounts. All right. Much Abrew about nothing time. We are playing some Traxos' Unsealing in Standard, and we're gonna try this. We got the Unsealing, which is probably our most important part. Puzzle Knot can draw some more cards, and then hopefully we draw some big stuff to kill our opponent. Let's just play the island, run out Puzzle Knot. So now another artifact to turn on Inventor's Fair is fine, and shocks our face, good god. And big things to turn on Sarkhan's Unsealing. Ugh. Alright, down to 50. Yep. Opponent passes. We'll play Inventor's Fair, play Puzzle Knot. Down to 14. Play Renegade Map. Pass the turn. Mountain for our opponent. There's a Lava Runner. Oh, Wizard's Lightning. Might just be too slow. We can play Sarkhan's Unsealing, but we're pretty much just dead. Yeah, I don't know if our deck is fast enough to keep up with Wizard Burn. Grab the Mountain. And this was on the play even. Good golly. Alright, gain a life up to 8. Yep. Opponent's in the tank. Well, I mean, play the land. Play Sarkhan's Unsealing. Pass the turn. Chain Whirler. Dropping to 3. So I guess if we draw a big creature here to sweep the board, we're not just literally dead yet because of Inventor's Fair. We're out of bolt range. So upkeep, stop. Gain the life. Sack Renegade Map. Oh, we don't even have lands left. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's bad. And we whiffed. And we scoop it up. Alright. 4 basics is not a lot for a deck that's playing 4 Renegade Maps. That might be a bit of an oversight. Something to keep in mind. You will have lots of times when they don't do anything. Well, I guess we bring in a Braids. Go down Sky Sovereign. Go down like Renegade Map, Metal Spinners Puzzle Knot. Try it like that. I think that's what we can do. And hope that we're somehow faster. I guess in this matchup, Navigator's Compass is relevant-ish. Okay, we'll try it. Inventor's Fair, Prisms, Power Stone Shards. Alright, so Inventor's Fair, go. Mountain for our opponent. And passes. I'll play a Sequestered Stash, and I think we have to Renegade Map. Pass the turn. We do got to make sure we get our land drop. So if we draw a land, then Mountain for our opponent. And Pyromancer. Down to 18. Opponent passes. Well, crack Renegade Map. Grab a Mountain. Play the Mountain. Play Power Stone Shard. Play Navigator's Compass. Gain a bit of life. Back up to 21. And pass the turn. Mountain for our opponent. There's a Wizard's Lightning. Back down to 18. And Earthshaker. Well, here they come, here they come. One of the annoying parts about Traxos is it doesn't block right away. Opponent passes. Glint Nest. Glint Nest might just be better than Traxos here, honestly. Let's play Prophetic Prism. Draw a card. Turn Inventor's Fair into an island. Play Glint Nest. Because if we play Traxos, we're just taking another 4. And this deck has a ton of burn. And Traxos is better after Unsealing, if that ever happens. Bone it. Alright. Well, that's fine. We made our opponent spend a burn spell on Glint Nest. So that kind of gained us 3 life still. Down to 10. Opponent passes. Up to 11. So many prophetic prisms. I'll play prophetic prism. Draw a card. Man, we're drawing all the prisms in Glitness. I guess this is just instant replay. Glitness Crane. Find Metalwork Colossus. Ugh, another Unsealing to the bottom. Pass the turn. Wizard's Lightning. Opponent's not making this super easy. Opponent gets it. Yup. Down to 7. Passes. We go up to 8. Can we play... Can we just play everything? So we go to 8. Power Stone Shard. So we play Shard. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Play Power Stone Shard. Free... Actually, let's just play Traxos. Metalwork Colossus. Untap Traxos. And hope that our opponent can't literally burn us out of the game. They would need like triple bolt. Well, there's 1 down to 5. Oh my god. 2 down to 3 if they tap deck a bolt. Or I guess on Crop Crasher would do it. Opponent passing. We go up to 4. Yup. Well, let's play Prophetic Prism. Untap Traxos. Draw a card. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent takes it. Play Power Stone Shard. Untap Traxos. Tap Traxos. Barricade Breaker. Untap Traxos. Nice little synergy. And then turn this into an island. And Glitnest. Come on, one more Colossus. We'll take Barricade Breaker. Alright. Well, this game has went pretty well. Pass the turn. Hope we don't get burnt out. Whoo! Alright, just fast enough. The big things came down. I still do not have much confidence in us winning this matchup, but, alright, run it back. Run it back, run it back. Alright, Mountain for our opponent, and Soulscar Mage. We are going to want to land here, but we have double Navigator's Compass, which is really helpful in this matchup. And we only need 1 and we get to Prophetic Prism. Definitely a risky keep, but we're a 20 land deck. We're on the draw, and we have double Navigator's Compass, which is almost like a Time Walk. The one matchup where Navigator's Compass is good. We just gotta trust the heart of the cards that we're drawing a land this turn. Land off the top. Easy. Easy. Alright, there's a land. Not only a land, but a scry land. Void. Alright, luck is good. Traxos to the bottom. Play Glint Nest Crane. Jeez. We just cried 1 to the bottom, too. It is really weird how patchy cards are on Magic Online. It seems like they stack in groups on the deck. Soulscar Mage. Opponent gets in. Well, I mean, we're blocking. Is there a blowout waiting to happen? Looks like. Yep. Well, we ate a burn spell, so that's something. Down to 18. More lands would be fine. Opponent passes. Renegade map. Awkward. Well, we really need our land drop here. So if we Prophetic Prism and whiff, it's really bad. But map Compass isn't very good either. Let's Prism. We need our land. We need a land drop. Come on, deck. Be good. Whew. Alright. Inventor's Fair. Renegade map. That was a good land. That's not just a land. That's a land that's going to gain us some life here. Uh-oh. Hazoret with 1... Ugh. Okay. Life is over. Holy. Ha! I guess this deck plays Hazoret. Down to 9. We go up to 10. Yup. Prophetic Prism. So we can what? Traxos is tapped. Well, I guess we crack map. Grab an island. Play the island. Play Power Stone Shard. Play Glint Nest on Chump Block duty. Take a Barricade Breaker. We have not drawn an Unsealing this match either. 5 million dead. Alright. Well. Oh, this deck. Yeah, that's not a good matchup either. I don't know what the good matchups are. I don't know if they exist. Traxos Unsealing. Good God. Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. We are playing some Traxos' Unsealing. And, alright. I mean, we have most of our mana. We have Unsealing. We have Traxos. This is kind of what we're hoping for. I mean, pretty close at least. Control. Alright. Well, Spire Bluff and Renegade Map. So against Control, the most important thing is getting down Unsealing, so we can deal damage through counters. Glacial Fortress, and oh, it's God Pharaoh's Gift. Well, God Pharaoh's Gift is probably significantly easier, I hope, than normal Control, since sweeping their board is actually at least somewhat relevant. Spire Bluff Canal, play Glint Escrade, and they shouldn't have as many counters in the main. Take a Puzzle Knot, Scavenger Grounds to the bottom. That is a card that we would like to find. We might have to crack this Renegade Map just to shuffle Scavenger Grounds back in, because that seems like one of our best cards in this matchup. Opponent. Fill in the graveyard. There's a God Pharaoh's Gift. Alright, let's crack. Grab a Mountain. Scavenger Grounds. Shuffle it to the top. Power Stone Shard. I'll play the Mountain. Play Power Stone Shard. Get in with Glint Escrade. And pass the turn. Does our opponent have Reanimation? They have the Angel. They have the Gift. They do. Alright. Here comes the Angel. Oh, come on. Servos. It's a 6/6. 6/6 means Sarkhan's Unsealing does not do much of anything, unfortunately. That's less than ideal. I'll play Ether Hub. Get an energy. Play Sarkhan's Unsealing. Play Navigator's Compass. Pass the turn. So now we're going to need most likely 2 big things in the same turn or another Unsealing. Right now we have 4. Yeah, we're pretty far away from Colossusing. Chart of Course. Uh-oh. One thing that we've learned playing this deck is I'm not sure how good Sarkhan's Unsealing actually is right now. Sarkhan's Unsealing, it seems like it should be good. The problem is there's actually a lot of heavily played things that do not care about 4 damage. Lyra, Scarab God, Angel of Invention. So it's not as much of a hard sweeper as we'd think. And now with Angel out, Champion of Wits is also a 5/5. So, like, we just play Traxos and die. Opponent gets in. Yep, 4/11. So I don't think there's a draw in our deck that actually changes thing. Renegade Map. Yeah, alright. Scoop it up. Yeah, that is rough. That has happened quite a few matchups, actually. So we get to bring in Abrades, Naturalizes, probably Duresses, and Crook of Condemnations. We do have a lot of sideboard stuff. Go down Glint Escrade, and go down a Sky Sovereign, a couple Metal Spinners, Puzzle Knots, and a Navigator's Compass. Try it like that. So we do have a bunch more interaction now, which is nice. So we get to play first. Alright. We're going to keep this, mostly on the strength of Scavenger Grounds. Spire Bluff and Renegade Map. Unfortunately, our deck is not that good at casting black cards. We need Ether Hub, Prophetic Prisms. Well, you can't just, like, search up a swamp. One of the weird quirks of this deck. Island for our opponent. And passes. Well, play the Mountain. Pass the turn. Maybe Scavenger Grounds will be enough. Strategic Planning. Graveyard being stocked. It's our only desert, so we only get 1 shot to make this work. Opponent. Thinking over what they want to take, what they want to dump. Alright. Doesn't dump anything too exciting. We are going to crack this map, just thin our deck a bit, increase our odds of drawing Prophetic Prism, I guess. Well, play the Island, pass the turn. We don't really have a way to untap Traxos at the moment either. This is very awkward. Island for our opponent. And passes. I'll play Field of Ruin, play Traxos, pass the turn. Oh, come on, Prophetic Prism. Opponent can't get back a God Pharaoh's Gift yet. Alright, Strategic Planning. And we can start leaving up Scavenger Grounds next turn. Maybe this Traxos can just go all the way? That would be sweet. Mills, nothing great. Opponent passes. Ooh. Navigator's Compass is a very good draw. Excuse me. Play Navigator's Compass. Untap Traxos. Gain some life. Go attacking. Hit our opponent. Down to 13. Now turn this into a swamp. Oh boy, this deck. This mana. Alright, get a swamp. Duress our opponent. Opponent negates. Well, play Scavenger Grounds. Yeah, play Renegade Map. Untap. They still can't reanimate this turn. The bigger danger is I'm just hardcasting their stuff at the moment, actually. There's a land, so opponent can start hardcasting Angels if they want to. Angel of Sanctions. Yep. Gets rid of Traxos. Opponent passing. Well, upkeep, stop, set. Crack map. Grab a mountain. Untap. Well, turn this into a swamp. Thank goodness we drew this Navigator's Compass. I can't believe I'm saying that. Ugh. Oh my goodness. There's no way we beat this hand. There's no way. 2 Angel of Inventions Lyra Championoids. Well, we gotta play Traxos. It puts us shields down, but at this point it doesn't even really matter because our opponent can just hardcast Angels for the next 3 turns, and I don't know if we can beat that by itself. Especially the Angel. Lyra is so devastating against this deck. It pumps the Angels big enough that we can't kill Angel of Sanction with our Sarkhan's Unsealing. I think we've learned that this deck is just not extremely well positioned at the moment. It has a hard time with basically every archetype in Standard. There's no good matchups. I mean, opponent's thinking over, but I assume they just... Even if they top decked a way to get back Godpharaoh's Gift, just hardcasting Angels is so unbeatable. Alright, Angel of Invention. Pumps Angel of Sanctions. Makes servos. Plays the land. Opponent gets in. Yep. Down to 19. We draw. Ether Hub. Well, play Ether Hub. Pass the turn. Yeah, we're done. We're done. A win will never happen. Well, it's mono blue mail all over again. Although, to be fair to this deck, we did win a couple of games, but boy has it been not even close to being especially competitive. It is very much an against the odds deck. It does really sweet things a small percentage of the time, but it doesn't do those things consistently enough to actually win games, and it matches up very poorly with some of the best cards in Standard, like Lyra, Scarab God, anything with enough toughness to survive Unsealing. We untap. Well, let's play Puzzle Knot. I think we're just literally dead on board, though. Untap Traxos. Gotcha. Draw a card. Sequestered Stash. Yeah, I mean, we're dead to Angels, we're dead to Angels, and that's all she wrote for Traxos' Unsealing. Hey! Not good. Not good, not good. Not even a little good. Oh boy. Whew. Alright. Well, we will commiserate in the wrap-up. So what do we learn this week about Traxos' Unsealing in Standard? And the lesson was pretty clear. Traxos' Unsealing, not a very good deck. We finished our video matches 0-5. We did not get a single win, and that actually is better than it really was because I actually jumped into a league, went 0-4, and said, okay, we got to try this again. Jumped into another league, went 0-5. So Traxos' Unsealing is just the 0 across essentially 2 leagues, and man, the deck seems cool, but after actually playing it and digging into it, it's got some really major problems. So, problem number 1 is our only removal is Sarkhan's Unsealing, and Sarkhan's Unsealing is pretty slow against aggro. We're playing it on turn 4. We're hopefully having something to trigger on turn 5, although that doesn't happen all that often because we only have 10 things that trigger it, and Metalwork Colossus costs 1,000,000 mana. Barricade Breaker needs a bunch of artifacts on the battlefield. So, it's a very slow removal spell, and we don't have a way to just kill something in the early game, which means against aggro, we tend to get run over. And then, if we go on the other end of the scale and play against like a control deck, Sarkhan's Unsealing is really good because it lets us force damage through counters if we get it down. The problem is our opponent can just counter it, and it makes it really hard for our deck to really do anything because we don't really have that many threats. We have a handful of these big creatures, but if our opponent can kill them or counter them, we're kind of left just playing puzzle
puzzle knots, playing prophetic prisms and power stone shards for no really meaningful value. So it seems like almost no matter what the opponent is playing, we just kind of have a bad matchup on it. So looking at our two namesake pieces, Sarkhan's Unsealing, Traxos, Scourge, and Kroog, they kind of illuminate the problems with the deck. So Traxos is also just super slow. It comes down on turn 4, but it can't block, and then we have to cast something to untap it, and that's assuming that it doesn't die to a Vraska's Contempt or a Cast Out or a Ixalan's Binding. So it's not as exciting as it might look as a 7/7 for 4, especially when you consider it's legendary, and sometimes we draw multiples, and it's very sad. And then Sarkhan's Unsealing, it's very strong when things go well, but one of the things we realize in our matches is there's actually a reasonable number of creatures that do not care about it. We really struggled with Lyras, we really struggled with Scarab Gods, and that's assuming we get Sarkhan's Unsealing down, but there's these weird 5 toughness creatures that are very powerful that just don't really care about Sarkhan's Unsealing, and our deck isn't really fast enough to punish our opponent. So I think we've seen Sarkhan's Unsealing decks be pretty reasonable in the past, but those decks are usually aggro decks, where you're playing like Mono Green Stompy, playing Llanowar Elves into Steel Leaf Champions, and forcing through early damage, and then Sarkhan's Unsealing comes down, maybe triggers once or twice, forces a little damage at the opponent, or shoots down a blocker that's ruining your aggro plan. That, I think, is where Sarkhan's Unsealing really shines. In this deck, we're kind of just dirtling in the early game, playing things that don't really do anything. Renegade maps, the very disgustingly disappointing Navigator's Compass, Prophetic Prisms, Metal Spinners, Puzzle Knots, so we're not really adding anything meaningful to the board. We're just kind of like drawing extra cards, maybe fixing our mana a little bit, not really able to block, not really able to remove things, and then by the time we get down Sarkhan's Unsealing, we're so far behind that unless we immediately sweep our board, and our opponent has nothing that survives, and everything just goes perfectly, we end up just being too far behind for Sarkhan's Unsealing to even matter, and even if we do get to sweep our opponent's board, there's a chance that that's not enough, because then we go back to having very few creatures, not really drawing much action if our opponent can deal with our threat. So I feel like the deck a little disjointed, a little bit too full of air to really be effective, and in a world where Scarab God and Lyra are fairly heavily played, I don't even know if Traxos' Unsealing is that good when the primary plan is to use it as a removal spell. If you can like sometimes use it as a removal spell, sometimes throw some damage at your opponent's face, it's fine. And we don't really have that many creatures to trigger it in general. Like, it sounds sweet to be like, haha, every single creature I cast is going to trigger the second mode on Sarkhan's Unsealing, so we get the Flame Wave, but having some just normal creatures that are big enough to trigger it, and maybe shoot down a random creature, would probably be fine too. So, all in all, the deck was just really bad. I don't want to undersell it completely. Like, you're not going to win many matches with this deck. We did have some sweet against the odds style game wins where everything came together and our draw was just perfect and we Sarkhan Unsealing and play 2 big things and wrath the board and kill our opponent. So we did have good things come up very often, but those draws don't happen very consistently. So overall, even though it's a budget-friendly deck, I can't recommend building it. It is just not a deck that can effectively beat pretty much anything in Standard. Like I said, when you get the right draw, it can do really explosive, cool things, but it just doesn't happen consistently enough. So I still have hope that Sarkhan's Unsealing, like I said, in kind of the aggro shell where it's your finisher, can be very good. Traxos, on the other hand, outside of like the janky combos in Modern where you're tapping and untapping, it just might not be that playable of a card. Maybe as a one-of or something, but it's really hard to build a deck around, being legendary, entering tap, being so slow. So probably best to leave this one on the sidelines, because this was one of our all-time worst Much Abrew performances, like Mono Blue Mill or Vintage Kobold level bad. We did get some game wins, but 0-9 in terms of matches. It doesn't get much worse than that. That's a kind of record-setting awfulness. So I'm glad we did some cool things once in a while, but not consistent or powerful or good enough to really be a playable deck in Standard. So anyway, I hope you somehow enjoyed it despite all of our losing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.